We're migrating to the cloud, digital transformation. No, it's not. We've got new infrastructure, digital transformation. No, it's not. We've got a new app that makes you look like a sausage, digital transformation. No, it's not. Most digital transformations fail, and it's because there's a gulf between the technologists and the business leadership, the leaders, managers, and decision makers. That's what we're going to look at in this video. If you Google digital transformations and their success rates, you get statistics that are quite alarming. Somewhere between 70 to 80% of all digital transformations fail to give return on capital invested or to actually strategically reposition a business in the digital economy. And this quite often is not the fault or failing of the technologists, although they do have their part to play. A lot of this is to do with leaders and the leadership mindset, strategies, plans, and their execution capabilities. We're going to look at 5 ways in which we need to address this leadership technology gap, and before we can really start to get into the work of delivering transformation. Number 1, define what digital transformation means. I mean, it's frightening how many organizations we would walk into and find that there isn't even a definition of digital transformation, yet they're spending millions on it. So in the absence of this, we find people create random acts of digital. They start to create apps and platforms and technology and data sets, and they plug them together. But does it reposition them in the digital economy? Does it create competitive advantage? Does it allow them to open up new channels that they weren't able to access before? Quite often not. It's technology for technology's sake. It is the deliberate, strategic repositioning of your business in the digital economy, leveraging emerging technology. It is not just about tech, it's that you've decided strategically at board level you want to reposition in the digital economy and gain access to new customers, or to be able to at least hold or improve upon a market position. And to do that, we need data, we need experimentation, we need innovation. Digitizing the business isn't going to be enough. The word transformation means the act or process of changing completely. It does not mean some kind of little incremental rollout of a new tool. It means that you're going to transform, to change, like moth into a butterfly. Here's number 2. After we've defined what digital transformation means, we've got to upgrade the leadership, the mindset of leaders. What has taken leaders to this point in their career is usually because they're good at what they do, they are industry experts, and they understand how the industry is moving. But that's not going to be sufficient in the digital economy. It is data powered. Competitors can come in and out of markets very rapidly. They're able to use data to understand customer demand. That data is dynamic, and therefore it causes shifts in activity and experimentation in a much faster mode of working. Leaders also need to know the business capabilities of emerging technology. I mean, once you understand how machine learning, IoT, blockchain, all of these things start to work, they do inspire a different way of thinking. Technology has always been an inspiration. Now, you don't need to understand the mechanics of how it works, but you do need to understand its business capability. The third thing that the leaders need to do in this circumstance, it's different to what has gone before, is that you need to define the risk you're prepared to take to innovate. Not bet the farm, but small risks. Where's the budgets for these risks? And we need to give direction of travel for these risks. You cannot give the direction of travel without understanding the emerging technology and without understanding the data. So we need to upgrade our leadership. Business functions are in charge of their transformation, not IT. IT are the enablers. But the business function themselves have to actually decide if they're going to change or transform, then how are they going to do it? IT do not have the authority to go across an organization and start to change the structures, the roles, the positions, start to take out cost, put in cost. They don't have that permission. Transformation requires that kind of leadership activity. So if you give it to IT, it's like asking them to be both the defender, to be both the midfielder, and to be the goalkeeper all at the same time. Okay, we need to digitally transform IT. You thought IT, you were getting away with it. No, you've got work to do too. Just because you're technically good doesn't mean that you can transform a business. You're usually really good at your AWS, your Azure, your data security, even your data structures, your enterprise architecture, having a big picture of everything that's going on. But that's not enough, because your customers, who are often internal, have two problems with you. They perceive you as the department of no, the people who stop projects rather than enable it. If that's happening, we need to front end the relationship with the business units, with people who can speak their language and ours. The second thing that we have to be able to do is to be able to maintain systems and business as usual, but also be able to innovate and create new solutions at pace. One is keeping the lid on it. It has to be robust. The other is a rapid iteration process. So there's a bimodal thing that has to go on within IT itself, and quite often those structures are not there. You'll know if it's happening because the business units are trying to outsource lots of their technology. IT, have your own responsibilities to move from being a cost center to being at the beating heart of innovation, the power behind the innovation. If you're not there, you're the old school IT, you need to upgrade yourselves. Number 5 sounds very simple, but it's often overlooked. If we take a look at the John Cotter's methods for creating change, he always said, create a burning platform. You need to create a bridge that's on fire that people are going to want to change and want to move on. If we take a look at how we do that, there's usually 3 different techniques. One is that there is something happening in your industry, a new technology, a game changer, a competitor has entered your market. The second is that you lose a key account to another customer. Or the third way is that there's an environmental change. Now, this could be anything from post-pandemic change, legislative change, wars in Europe, inflation. All of these environmental conditions can impact how businesses perform. But if you link your change to these activities, these longer term forces, and you can see where those longer term forces are going to take your industry, that is essential to find the motivation and to guide through the politics of change. These are just some of the basics that we cover in many of our courses. Hopefully you'll join us and go through that in more detail. Thanks for watching.